Hello everyone, Dean the Autist. Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Let's continue, shall we? When I was young, I was in a fire. My house burned down, and I nearly didn't make it. After that, I was alone. Hanako's eyes glisten in the dim light of the library, and I reach out to grasp her hand. It's okay, Hanako. You don't have to keep going. I have to. Why? What brought this on? Last night, Lily told me about your heart, and I didn't think it was fair. Fair? That I knew about you, but you didn't know about me. I squeeze Hanako's hand a little. Don't be silly. But yes, I have a heart condition. I lean a little closer to Hanako. What I didn't tell Lily is that I had my first attack when a girl confessed to me. I smile a little to break the tension. Really? Really. I haven't heard it from her for a while though, so I guess it's all over. I know it's all over, and there's no other way to interpret what happened last time I saw her. In some ways, not having heard from her again has helped me move on from that period of my life. So now we both know a little more about each other. But you don't have to talk about things if you don't want to. In fact, I feel a little bad even thinking about that whole incident. I can almost smell the hospital's disinfectant burning the back of my sinuses again. I imagine Hanako is going through the same thing now. When I was in the hospital, I went to the burn ward once, and only once. I was bored, so I went for a walk through all of the wards. I went through oncology, and thought I could take it. But when I got to the burn ward, I turned around and went back to my bed. To think that Hanako would have spent months in a place like that, smelling nothing but corrupted skin, strong disinfectant, and sterilized air. The really bad cases were kept in isolated pods that no foreign objects could enter. That would have meant no reading. I would have gone insane if I didn't have my books in the hospital. And she said she was alone. Did her parents die? I'll have to ask Lily about it. I can imagine myself saying something dumb and unintentionally. Thank you, Hizao. I haven't told many people about this. To be honest, I haven't told many people about my circumstances either. And I won't tell anyone either. Deal. I change my grip on Hanako's hand into a handshake as the warning bells chime through the window. Well then, we better get back to class then, eh? Sure. Okay. Act 3, Castling. Okay, to be honest, I had no idea Act 2 went this fast. Whatever. The tint of the room slowly changes from the shine of the afternoon to the orange of dusk. A clock lazily ticks away the seconds, counting in the background on the verge of hearing. No matter how long I wait, the outcome cannot be changed. The diminutive playing piece makes a small click against the board. Like a wound spring, Hanako makes her move only moments after mine. It's embarrassing. In comparison to my 5-minute moves, she seems to know exactly what she wants to do. Mate. Again, what does that make this? 3-2? Stalemates don't count. Damn, you're getting better at this every day. That or she's been holding back. I never thought it when I first met her, but she really has a knack for this game. Chess seems to have become a popular pastime for the two of us, hiding away in the tea room, playing a game or two after classes. From here, the students outside can just barely be heard milling about. The everyday noises from below remind me a little of my life before Yamaku. Though, I'm by now well aware that it's a life I'll never get back to. Fancy another game? I have to finish my homework. Oh well, see you tomorrow then. But what about this? Hanako points to the tea set surrounding the mostly empty chessboard. Don't worry about that, I've got it. Oh, okay. See you. Later. Hanako departs as they start cleaning up the area. The occasional whistles and cheers from the sporting clubs outside become less frequent, eventually approaching silence. A part of me still wants to be in some kind of team, since I played soccer and other sports before my accident. I guess it's only normal to feel nostalgic about what I can't do anymore. But I have other reasons than that for my coming here so often, and I don't feel so bad about losing that part of myself because of them. Lily is a good friend by now, but it's the small exchanges I have with Hanako that feel especially dear. The small victories I feel every day as I see more of what she's like under her self-imposed shell. That's why I come here most of all. As I'm putting away cups and saucers, I hear talking outside the door. Pausing for a moment to listen, I can make out that it's Hanako and Lily, and decide to go outside to investigate. Are you quite sure? I'm sure. Hizao. Hanako turns to see me with a look of mild surprise as she notices my approach. Lily must have caught her just as she was about to leave. Oh my, Hizao is here as well. Afternoon, Lily. What's up? I was hoping now that I've finished with my class representative duties for the day, that I might have the two of you accompany me for tea at the Shanghai. It would be nice to enjoy ourselves outside of this school for a change. I'd be up for it. I think Hanako had work to do, though. It's not all that much. Wonderful. It seems that we've decided then. I cast my eyes across the cafe as the three of us step in. As usual, there are only a handful of people around at most, and the noise level is a quiet background hum. The hold Lily has on Hanako's arm remains just as it's been for the entire slow walk down the hill to the local town, though it's hard to say for which reason, for Lily's guidance and for Hanako's reassurance. For a moment, Lily removes her arm from Hanako's to retract her cane as Yuko quickly skitters over to where we stand, but soon replaces it right back where it had been. Welcome to the Shanghai, may I take your order? She gives a deep bow, her well-delivered and professional introduction, putting her in a good mood. It's a nice change from the norm for Yuko. Just tea, please. Hanako, Hizao? I'll have a slice of pie and a coffee. Just tea, please. Coming right up. Please take any seat you wish, and I'll be back shortly. Yuko gives a smile and a nod before shuffling to the counter, and we make our way to some empty seats by the window in quick measure. We slip into our seats, the girls on one side with Lily's cane propped up beside them, and I on the other. I realize that Hanako's not doing something that she so often does. Rather than keeping her eyes pinned to the ground and hiding behind her blind escort, busily trying to convince herself that the world around them doesn't exist, she's merely keeping her eyes low and helping Lily around. Are you okay, Lily? You look tired. She lowers her head a little, looking somewhat embarrassed as she's let it show. Class representative work can be very tiring, considering that it often means dealing with the student council. Very tiring indeed. How do the other representatives go? Better than I, but not by much. Shizune is a harsh taskmaster, no matter whom she deals with. Also, I think I would have liked seeing like a meeting with the representatives in Shizune's route, but you know, I guess that wasn't what the route was made for, I guess. It doesn't sound like you particularly relish the job. Why do you do it in the first place if it's that bad? Being a class representative is enjoyable, and I can deal with the responsibility well enough. It's just that the people involved are sometimes... She trails off, cutting her words at a rather opportune spot. It's hard to imagine Lily cursing, but I imagine if anyone could make her do so, it would be Shizune. Hanako looks to be withering a bit in the light of such conflict, but before I can steer the topic away a little, she stands up. Hanako? I'll be back in a bit. With that, she leaves for the restrooms. I suppose that's one way to deal with the situation, if that was indeed her motivation. Lily, however, seems a little wounded. Don't worry about it. I don't think it was you. But I think she's been getting stronger recently. You've seen it for yourself, right? That went a bit awry. Fortunately, Lily doesn't look offended. And by now, I really shouldn't be quite so scared of stepping on that landmine around her. Possibly, sometimes. I find it hard to tell, though. Silence reigns for a moment before two teacups, a pie, and a mug of steaming coffee appear in front of us. I notice that Yuko takes special care to place the teacup against the tip of Lily's fingers, letting her know where it is. Here you go. Thanks, Yuko. Thank you. With a quick and silent bow, the bespectacled waitress takes her leave. Ah, that's right. I was meaning to ask you something, and now will be the right time to do so. I'm all ears. Hanako's birthday is coming up, and I was hoping that you might accompany me for present shopping in the city this weekend. Hanako's birthday is soon? I suppose it would make a nice chance to cheer her up a bit, like Yuko. She always seems to be teetering on the edge of either panic or depression, and I've never seen her enjoy herself much outside of our chess games. All that aside, learning the layout of the city better with a friend keeping me company sounds like a good way to spend a weekend. Sure, I'd be happy to. Have you got any plans for what to do for her birthday? A party or something? Hanako being Hanako, perhaps a low-key affair would be... Lily suddenly cuts herself short, leaving me to wonder why as she brings her teacup to her lips and begins to sip. After a few seconds, I notice Hanako walking up to us over her shoulder. Lily's hearing must be very good indeed if it was the sound of the restroom door opening that tipped her off. Hanako takes her seat once again and wastes no time in drinking her tea. Soon the three of us are quietly eating and drinking as the sun sets. It's a nice way to spend the remainder of the day's light, and it makes me appreciate the quiet and serene surroundings of Yamaku. I think I'm really beginning to like life here, as isolated as it may be. I finish off the last of my coffee and rest the mug on the table while the girls talk between themselves. The coffee here is a little bit bitter for my tastes, but still quite good. Other than what I can make for myself in any case. The girls' discussion is mainly focused on their respective reading preferences, which does give me a little curiosity about a related topic. Hey Hanako, I was just wondering, aside from chess and reading, do you have any hobbies or things you like doing? She's completely stopped in her tracks, looking quite surprised that anyone would be interested in asking such a question about her. It takes her a little while to formulate a response. I guess I like singing a little. I'm okay with computers as well, but I don't use them all that much. Singing's not exactly something I expected to hear. It's hard to imagine her singing voice given how soft-spoken she is. Lily, on the other hand, simply nods. She must already know all this since she's been friends with Hanako for 1 year or so by now. What about me? She hesitates before quickly flicking her head up and down. It's only logical that she'd want me to talk about my hobbies after she's told me hers. There's chess, obviously, but also, there was soccer as well, though. Can't really do that anymore. Reading, which I picked up in the hospital, this is surprisingly hard. Lily and Hanako look a little off-put by the direction this is taking, and the more I think about it, the more I am too. It sounds as you've picked up quite a few things after your accident. Lily's cantor is coated with probably the most positive spin one could put on what I just said. Hanako, however, is silent. If a situation becomes difficult, her reaction always seems to be withdrawing into silence in order to prevent things from getting worse, that or physically retreating. A soft ringing gives us pause as Lily reaches into her pocket. It becomes obvious that the sound's coming from her phone. Sorry. Yeah, it would have to be a flip phone because Braille numbers and a Braille answer and don't. Yeah, it's okay. Lily gives a quick nod before shuffling out of her seat and taking the call a little distance away to avoid disturbing the both of us. Wait a second, I just thought of something. Okay, so, so with the rise of, like, smartphones and stuff, right? You would have to well, like, since there isn't, like, braille smartphones or anything like that, you would have to, like, have vision to see a smartphone. So, like, I never really considered this, but, like, do blind people just use, like, flip phones and, like house phones and stuff like that? Because they would have braille on them? I never really considered that. It would make a lot of sense. I don't know. I don't really know anything, like, about this. Like, if you guys know, please tell me, because it's genuinely interesting. It's like, damn. Yeah, I never really considered that. Anyway, Lily gives a quick nod before shuffling out of her seat and taking the call a little distance away to avoid disturbing the both of us. Must be nice to be popular. Hanako smiles, but doesn't take the hook for further discussion. I end up just sitting back and closing my eyes, relaxing as best I can. It's nice and peaceful here. I wonder what it'd be like to have grown up somewhere like this rather than in the city. You come from the city? City folk, you. Looks like I found something she wants to talk about. Yeah, I guess you could say that I was a city kid through and through. It sounds like a lot's changed. It did. I'm not quite sure what to make of it all, though. It's a bit of a culture shock in some way, in more ways than one. You must have gone through something like this when you first arrived at Yamaku, right? I'd imagine most students would. Not really. Hanako gazes a little to the side, looking unwilling to go on. I tilt my head inquisitively, but a couple seconds pass with no further answer. But can't we deal with that on Monday? The fallout has already settled from the last... I understand. I'll try to talk her down. You know what she's like when she gets locked onto an idea. Yes, thank you. I'll talk to you later then. Goodbye. Lily's conversation ends with the snap of her phone closing. She retreats to our table, but doesn't take her seat. She returns to our table, but doesn't take a seat. Need to go? Unfortunately, class representative work calls once again. I can come with you? It's alright, Hanako. I'll just be going straight to the student council. There's no need to spoil a fine evening on my account. Besides, if you were to accompany me on my way back to the school, who would keep poor Zao company? Okay. I can join you for tea again later tonight if you'd like. I may well need it. We agree on that plan, and Lily says her farewells to the both of us, taking her cane after Hanako passes it to her. Despite my offer to pay for Lily's share, she insists on giving us her portion of the bill, and gives her regards to Yuko as she takes her leave. And then we're alone. It may be all well and good to leave Hanako and me alone to have some time together, but all it typically means is the two of us sitting near each other in silence for a while. I wonder what I must look like to Hanako. I never thought of myself as a scary person, but to have someone my own age acting this way around me makes me intensely self-aware, as if it's my fault that she's so troubled. She might get more used to people if she were to stop being so cloistered in Yamaku, but then again, when even people much older than her react so strongly after a single glance at her face, she may well feel the same way I do now. It's a real catch-22. If she stays in Yamaku, she won't get used to socializing, but if she leaves, any efforts she might try will get thrown back at her by the people who can't deal with her scarring. Want to order something else to keep us going? We haven't had much of a dinner after all. Hanako brightens and nods vigorously. I'm glad that I brought up the topic for her. I catch Yuko's gaze and she dutifully comes over to take our orders. Would you like something else? I'll just have a sandwich special and a hot chocolate. A bit late for coffee by now, Hanako? I'll have the same. With a nod and a bow, Hanako turns on the ball of her foot and returns behind the counter where she busies herself fishing out bread and condiments, working the machine to make our drinks. Not a word is said between us until Yuko comes back. She smiles and gives us our food and drinks before moving to a customer who's called for her attention. I give up on the prospect of having much of a conversation with my companion and decide to just enjoy the meal, small as it may be. It tastes nice, as does most of the food here. After having a few mouthfuls, I notice something's missing, namely the sound of Hanako eating. Looking back to her, I see Hanako fidgeting a little behind her untouched sandwich. Not hungry? She takes her head from side to side. Even as she does, the patch of hair she keeps over her right side of her face still does its job at hiding it almost entirely. It's not that. I was all ready to have your share too. You looked troubled. Is something wrong? I'm startled by her thinking that I'm the one who looks troubled, but on second thought, she's probably right. My face may have given away my emotions without me noticing, and she is hardly a dim person. Quite the opposite. We're friends, right? Friends. From the tone of her voice and shrieking posture, it looks as though I've hit another landmine. This is another reason why interacting with her is difficult. The self-imposed psychological barriers she puts up between herself and others, including me, and most likely even Lily. It's a shame that... I think that we are. I'm a little taken off guard by Hanako's straightforward answer, all the more so since I was about to give up on getting any reply at all. I see. Am I wrong? Sorry, No, it's just... Hearing confirmation of that from you is reassuring. To pick up on what you said earlier, since coming to Yamaku, I've been a bit uneasy about how I should relate to others. I find myself chuckling a little. It's surprising how much of a relief that was. I can feel my face smiling as I pick up my cup of hot coffee and bring it to my lips. Ouch, that's hot. That's why I haven't eaten yet. I was waiting for my drink to cool down first. I guess I'll wait then. The both of us share a little chuckle. The situation isn't really that funny, but for some reason, it feels like laughing is the most natural thing to do right now. I guess we're both a bit wound up about each other. I was so busy thinking Hanako was the one with something wrong that it took her to remind me that I was uneasy as well. Be it as it may, it still feels quite nice. A little nice to have someone thinking about me like that, in her own way. Following a long, quiet trudge up the hill and into the school grounds, the two of us find ourselves between our two dormitories. Regular night patrols pass between the male and female dormitory buildings. Yeah, this is mentioned in this route too. How the fuck did you get past? Both for security and to quickly raise the alarm for any medical issues that may arise. The guard currently on duty notices us and gives a quick nod as he continues on his way. A loud yawn escapes from Hanako's mouth before she has a chance to cover it. I have little doubt she's fairly tired by now. I'd better be off to my room then. See you tomorrow, Hanako. Good night. We separate, and I begin to walk our separate ways. Before I stop and look back, Hanako stands there, waving to me as she smiles. I smile and wave back to her. After a few seconds, she turns and walks up the stairs to her dormitory building, disappearing through the door. These little moments we share between us feel like a small treasure. One thing is sure. I want to protect that small, delicate smile. I cringe. She so fleetingly wears around so few people. Cringe. I want to protect that smile. Cringe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I find no one says that IRL. Right? Again, this entire route is about not being too much of a white knight. I should remember that. It's hard to not see cringe when you see it. It's hard not to cringe when you see cringe. I'm sorry. I wonder about these feelings I have when Hanako is around, and I'm when able to do things for her, whether they may be the seed for something beyond what we share now. Alright, now this line is better. Hold on. Whatever the fuck this was. Anyways. Ah. Okay, we're at the track. The summertime sun is something to be savored, but when combined with the clean country air, it's all the better. The track and field club members are horsing around on the field ahead, some playing with a soccer ball, others are talking, and a few laugh as two of them mock fight with each other. None of them pay me any heed as I sit alone on the grass, underneath the shade of a particularly large tree. It's a nice and peaceful moment after a dreary day of schoolwork. I played soccer pretty often before my heart attack, so I had thought it would be really nostalgic to watch them. What I'm feeling now, though, is quite distinct from that emotion. Oh hey, it's you! Actually, hold on. I'll continue, I'll continue. I was about to say something, I'll continue. I hear footsteps approaching from behind me, and then I turn to my side to see one of my classmates taking a seat beside me. I'm taken off guard, as the two of us haven't talked much before, and I didn't think anyone would notice me here. Sip. Okay, this is Miki, and if I remember correctly, she actually stars in a fan-made, quote-unquote unofficial route of Katawa Shoujo. I believe it was called, what, or was it a fan fiction? Either way, it was called Sisterhood, and I've never actually read it myself. I might read it for the channel. That depends on how certain other things go. But I felt I've heard some good things about it. I've heard some good things about Sisterhood. So yeah, I think she appears in Sisterhood. So I'm Maria, wasn't it? Just call me Miki. Surnames are too stuffy. Likewise then. We both look back out to the field where the guys are playing. It looks like they're getting ready to have a second game, with people spreading out to their positions and the ball being carried to the center of the field. Sure enough, the whistle is blown to begin the match, and they get right back into it. Not going to play? Nah, just gonna rest for a bit. What about you? You kind of looked like you wanted to play when you were watching us before. So someone did notice me after all. It's kind of a long story. Her face says that I've piqued her interest. I'm in Yamaku because I've got a heart condition. I can't really play soccer anymore. Wanted to be a soccer player, did you? No, I only really did it for fun. My friends played it, so I played it as well. Any of those guys playing around could have been like me before my accident, but I don't feel like I have any real wish to go back to that either. It's a little hard to explain. I'm still decently physically built from the days when I played, even if my strength's largely left me by now, and I got on well with the other club members. When I think about it, I should feel pretty bad watching people play when I can't anymore, yet I don't. Maybe it's a good thing, a sign that I've gotten over it, and that I'm ready to become a new person. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. It's cool, I'm actually glad to hear that. Sounds like you really have your stuff together. Some of the people that come to Yamaku are pretty messed up at first. Yeah. So you're a member of the track and field club then? Yep. Been in it since I first arrived. Actually, is she in the CG? I think I remember her in the Emmy track and field CG. That appears in it 2 routes. Anyways. Don't suppose you're friends with Emmy? Short, fast runner, no legs. I don't think there are all that many female track and field members. Emmy, everyone knows about her, don't they? But nah, I tend to get on better with the guys, so me and Emmy don't really talk much. Anyway, what about you? Well, I'm not in any clubs. Real clubs, anyway. You've been hanging around with Hanako and that blonde Amazon, though, right? Blonde Amazon. I suppose Lily has the height to fit that description, if nothing else. I nod in response without making too fine a point of things. Okay, I don't know if for certain if the audio quality for my mic has become lower, but basically, it is incredibly hot in my room. It is incredibly hot in my room, so I'm like sweating bullets and trying to cool myself down without causing too much noise. So excuse me if the audio is a bit weird. Then don't worry about it. As long as you got some friends, you don't need to join a club. A loud whistling from the field attracts our attention. One of the players is on the ground, clutching his leg, and the other stop play to jog up to him, leaving Miki grimacing. Ouch, it looks painful. That guy really has bad luck. As she continues to look out onto the field, I can't help being reminded of her own injuries. Her left arm, ending in a stump rather than a hand, has been bandaged up for the entire time I've been in Yamaku, and her injury doesn't seem that new. She turns to talk to me again and catches me looking. Both of us sit in awkward silence as she takes her bandaged arm and holds it up in her lap with the other remaining hand. Sorry, I guess I'm still a bit... It's fine, really. Her tone is light, but neither of us says anything afterwards. Every disabled student here has their own way of dealing with their problems, and some finding their conditions troublesome is only natural. I'm included among them after all. The injured guy from the soccer game manages to get on his feet with some help, and ends up hobbling off the field with one arm over the shoulder of another for support. Probably just pulled a muscle if he can still manage to walk. The whistle blows again, and the game continues once more with one less man on the field. Hanging out with Hanako and that blonde girl? You keep some pretty strange company. How so? It's just that Hanako's kind of, I don't know, shy. No, it's not really that, it's just, she's got some issues, I think. I can't really put it in a nice way. Not that I don't think she's a nice person, though, she's perfectly nice. Just hard to deal with. Yeah, I get that, like... A lot of people, well, a lot of disabled people can't really control their conditions. And, sometimes that causes issues when trying to when they try to interact with other people or other people try to interact with them. And on some level, sure, it could be their fault, but the way I see it is it's rarely their fault. I think... Okay, so like, how do I say this? Some of the burden is, of course, on the disabled person, like dealing with normal people. Like myself, I know I'm autistic. I know the way I come across to normal people, could be very strange, and I understand that. So that's the burden on me, right? I have to say things in a quote-unquote normal manner so that the average person could understand. You know, even though, you know, like, it feels like I'm dumbing down my speech, but, basically, I feel like normal people also have a responsibility when interacting with those that are, again, disabled. They also have a responsibility of trying to understand, if that makes any sense. I feel like, yeah, like, these are of individuals of two very different lives, oftentimes not of their own volition, but, like, you know, in order to interact, you need to have some flexibility, regardless if you are a normal person or if you are neurodivergent or something like that. So, anyways. But, whatever. It sounds like Miki, or at least some other people in the class, have tried to get closer to Hanako in the past, and it didn't go well. Yeah, I can imagine why. I can't imagine why. I think her judgment is rather harsh, given that anyone, not just those in Yamaku, have their own issues. Then again, I haven't known Hanako for that long, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's some stuff I didn't know about. Yeah, and on the, you know, disabled people talking to regular people thing, like, I'm gonna say it. some disabled people, like some neurodivergent, some disabled people are incredibly hard to work with. And I don't blame any normal person for not wanting to deal with neurodivergent people. Because even as someone with autism, I've met other people with even higher forms of autism that I'm like, Jesus Christ, get away from me. So, like, I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm not trying to be mean. But that's just the way that's just how it is. Like, if you're a normal person watching this, I don't blame you if you don't want to deal with autistic people. Because sometimes I'd rather not deal with them either. But, like... I probably sound so much like a douchebag right now. Anyways, I'm sorry. I think her judgment is rather harsh, given that anyone, not just those from Yamaku, have their own issues. Then again, I haven't known Hanako for that long, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some stuff I didn't know about. I'll just take it as it comes. She's a nice person, and I think that should be all that matters. Miki's eyes narrow a little, and her smile spreads. You really like her, don't you? Huh. Create a new save. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, I still don't know if I should try going for a good ending or a bad ending. Also, I was thinking, like, considering the past two routes, I went for the bad ending first. I should try for this route to go for a good ending, and then get the bad ending later. Because Hanako's bad ending, I think, is one of the best bad endings, but, You know what, let's go for it, let's admit it, yeah. To be completely honest, yeah, I do. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone. Hey, whoa, you can trust me, no problems there. To be honest, I think it's kinda cute. If you want to go for it, don't let me stop you. Thanks. She may say that, but she's just talking about Hanako having issues. Still, I want to hold myself to the words I said. Hanako's problems don't matter. I'll deal with anything that comes up because I want to help her. If there's even the smallest possibility that I can pull Hanako out of her depression and seclusion, then I would work towards that, no matter what. If she needs a prince, then I will be that prince. Oh, god damn it. Why is that? Why? Why? You know what? You know what it's looking like? It's looking like Hanako's route is getting slowly and slowly placed towards the bottom. Like, within the past, I think, how long has it been, like 10 minutes? Within the past, like, 10 minutes, there was that I must protect her smile thing, and then there's like, if she needs a prince, I'll be that prince. No, motherfucker, you're being a simp. What are you doing? As I think about the possibility of a relationship, I can see Miki grinning at me while watching my face. I'm no doubt blushing, and looking away from her only makes her laugh. Miki gives off a different vibe from the other girls. Talking to her feels more like talking to a guy than a woman. Her saying she prefers male company doesn't help to dispel that notion either. Glancing at my watch shows that lunch break is ending in only a few minutes. Time to start heading back to class. Lunch is about to end. Want to head back? Yeah, we better. I pick myself up off the grass and dust myself off, offering a hand to Miki to help her up as well. She takes it and essentially pulls herself up, showing the muscles moving in her toned bare arms in the process. Come to think of it, why aren't you wearing the normal girl's blouse? It's too hot and constricting. The boy's uniform is better anyway. She throws her arms around a bit to emphasize her point, which has the side effect of showing off one particular part of her body, which would be especially constricted by the blouse. Is she talking about her, like, her arms? I think I missed something. Hold on. Throws her arms. What is she talking about? Okay. The two of us start to walk back to the main building, though. I mean, through the gardens, talking as we go. Sounds like you're settling in well. That's a relief. It was pretty surprising you to transfer student at this point of the year, considering the exams are coming up. Don't remind me. Don't worry about them, just cram it and you'll be fine. That doesn't sound like good advice. She claps my shoulder a couple of times as she grins. I don't think she takes school very seriously. You seem like a smart guy, and Mutuo has taken to you well lately. You're like a hand in a glove. Now to work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I still don't know what to make of this school. I've been here for a few weeks already, but I feel dazed at all times. You'll get used to it. Just give it some time. It's only a high school, just like any other. She makes it sound so simple, but I've never thought about it that way. To me, Yamaku symbolized a marked shift in my life. I was no longer normal, I was different, and was to be educated with other different people. And if you can hear that in the background, it appears the children have moved again. And yet, I'm walking back to class, and talking casually with a classmate during lunch. After watching some others play a soccer game, all perfectly normal. Maybe she has a point. Maybe I should just look at Hanako in the same way. Everyone has their own issues. This is hardly something unique to Yamaku after all. It's only a high school, just like any other. As we continue to talk, I find myself smiling. Miki and I are very different people in almost every way. But it feels good to have gotten to know another classmate a bit better. You know, should I cut this episode short? You can hear they're crying in the background. Okay, hold on. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry if you can hear all that. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, so. I'm gonna continue from here, the next episode, and... No way, it's 3 hours, 40 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna look around and see. Let's see. Alright, so... Okay, so we just need one more piece of music. There you go. Okay, gallery. Let's see here. Let's see here. Actually, you can see Miki back there. See, there's Miki again. Her hair is slightly purple. Am I the only one that sees that? Okay. There's Miki. Okay, so... Oh wait, I think I see another Miki. There she is. Yep, there's Miki. And of course Miki is in this one as well. There's Miki. Hi Miki. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Miki appears in anything else. So, okay, so there's this image. Did we skip one? I'm guessing that's the, I'm guessing that's the Misha and Shizune image. Anyway. Okay, so this one, this image is the, yeah. Okay. Of course, we have all of Rin's, all of Shizune's and Misha's and stuff, and except this one. Like, that last square is probably after we get 100%, or I get 100% rather. Yeah, how many of these little images do I have left? 12. Okay, library. 30. I mean, not 30. I mean, 75% completion. That's pretty good, honestly. So, yep. Actually, how close am I to completing Hanako's route? Because yeah, I've still got like a chunk to go, but like, it seemed like Act 2 went by even faster than I thought it would. So, that's weird. Then again, it could be that Shizune's route is just incredibly fucking long. but, you know. Probably why I didn't like it at first, because it went by for a while, like... Yeah. Anyways. Cinema. There's Hanako's, We Still Need Lilies, and, yeah, so 75% completion, that's actually pretty good. So, little review, and there's Hanako right there. He's looking happy. So yeah. Anyways, it's been Dean the Autist. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. I'll be continuing this probably tomorrow when all this noise is not happening. Have a nice day.